All right, and we are back. How's everybody doing tonight? I am Aaron. This is session 2 of Burning Ravens Fjord. We got Aloy here, ready to get into some more trouble.
Yes, let's do
Looking
it.
forward. Yeah, look forward to tonight. Not in the stairwell. I got a little self-conscious. Had to move the setup. But
Yep,
let's see. When we left off, you had just arrived in Luskin, correct?
that is correct. Yeah, that's exactly where we left off. Actually, it was morning and the ship pulled up to Luskan.
Perfect. Perfect. So you finished your unloading, I assume. You got your payment, and
Yes,
Luskin
that's
is
one.
yours.
That is one cash dice, right?
Uh, it can be a cash dice, or I mean, I'm okay with just giving you the resource dice for it as well.
Okay,
But if
okay,
you'd prefer to have the cash dice and work up the test to actually get your resource dice, that way, I'll leave that up to you.
okay.
Because I know it sucks starting with no resources.
That's from reading over the game. That's one of the areas where it's still difficult for me to. It's easier to understand circles than actual resources, but we'll work on it.
Well,
So,
so resources, my understanding, resource is an abstraction of all of your wealth, whether it's material coin or properties that you own, favors that you can leverage, loans you can take out, your credit, the whole
hmm,
9 yards. That is what comprises your resource die. Now,
yes.
cash die are disposable. They roll just like a resource die does, but if
Hmm.
you roll it like it's done, that cash die is burned up and used.
Okay.
So you can use a cash die to test a resource of 0
Yep.
because you do get the resource roll.
So let's try that. Let's see what happens.
All right,
Um,
well, if we're going to go with the cash dice, go ahead and take 2. I feel 2 cash die is
okay.
a very reasonable rate for the work that you did aboard the barge.
Okay. Okay. So Arngrim, I want Arngrim to go to town. Um,
Let's get a little descriptive right quick. Like, you are in the great port city of Luskin. I mean, you
yeah.
pull in, and this is the most massive port in the north.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, Waterdeep's got their docks, but in age past, they've become pretty decrepit. Like, this is a major trading hub of the Empire.
Hmm.
I mean, this place is gigantic. There are ships and barges everywhere. There's slaves running around unloading shit. There's waged workers. You got that smell of the fresh sea air. Like, you don't get that grime smell of the city yet, but you feel like that's gonna be coming.
Yes. Uh, so I'm wondering how to proceed next. I figure trying to make my way down to the Misty Forest is my main objective. I want to find the Well of Erd and lift the curse from my family. So um, I want to. I enter the city and I start asking around for a weaponsmith or a weapon merchant.
Oh,
Someone who.
yeah, there's all kinds of them around. They're pretty much just like you can take your pick.
So can
There,
I roll a circles test on that?
you don't need the circles roll. This is a big enough city that you
Okay.
can just like it's a just say yes thing. Like, there's
Okay.
shops everywhere. You're in a bustling port city. There's all kinds of people. One of those people is going to be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay.
Now, if you're looking for, say, a weaponsmith of a particular skill or style,
Uh huh.
then we would have to test a roll of some kind.
Okay. 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 So I want to go to a shop and take a look at the wares. I'm not looking for anything too expensive, but I am looking for serviceable weaponry and armor.
Well, a young
So,
woman recommends that you find your way to the Dragon's Talon. She says it's about 5 blocks to the west, and you can't miss it. There's a big red sign.
Okay. Dragon's Talon. All right. So I make my way over there. I start looking at. Um, I want a place that sells serviceable swords and maybe some helmets and other weaponry. Because my intent is this. What I'm thinking is I want to trade this guy my superior quality dagger that I took from Ragnar the previous session, and I want to trade that in for run-of-the-mill weaponry.
Okay.
Uh,
Sounds to me like a haggling roll.
okay, so which I don't have, so
You don't
well,
have.
beginner's luck.
It will beginner's luck. Let me see here. And haggling right quick. Do a little bit of reading.
Yep, let's look it up.
If you find the page number before me, please inform me. Hopefully my
It's
new copy of
page
the book will be in soon.
276.
276. Also, I
Yes.
would like to take this time to apologize to Mr. Luke Crane. I know he despises the PDF file, but my
Yes.
original copy of the book got damaged in a flood, so I'm working on my backup until I can get my new one. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. But thank you for making an awesome game. Now that that is out of the way,
Yes.
and I went to 271 for some odd reason. All right. Haggling. Haggling is a skill required to negotiate terms, prices, and contracts. Make a versus test between the buyer and the seller. The buyer can lower the obstacle by 1. Forks include persuasion and soothing platitudes. It is a social type skill with no tools. In case anybody out there was wondering, I'm sure some of you guys are watching this to learn the game, just like me and Aloy here watch
Yep.
actual plays to learn the game, so might as well read the descriptions out to you. Okay, so,
So my intent is what I want to get out of this transaction to make it fair is I'm going to offer the guy my superior quality dagger, and I'm asking for a run-of-the-mill sword, uh, helmet, and a hatchet.
okay, and his intent is
Uh,
to not only obtain your superior dagger, but also one of your cash die.
okay,
So that will be the failure consequence of this haggle.
excellent. I like it. I like it. So
So the way this is going to work with it being beginner's luck is we're both going to roll our dice, and then his successes are going to be doubled.
I'm going to
And
double
that's
up.
going to be
Yep.
the obstacle.
Okay,
And being... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, when I'm beginner's lucking thing, can I fork applicable
No.
stuff?
No,
No,
you
no
cannot
forks.
fork
Okay.
for beginner's luck. Because
Okay.
with you beginner's luck, you're
Uh-huh.
rolling the stat.
Okay.
And skills cannot help stats, but stats can help skills. And
Okay.
haggling is rooted in will. So that will be what you are rolling.
Okay.
Your will versus his...
His haggling, I suppose.
Yep, his 4 dice of haggling, because, I mean, after all, he is a merchant. He does this all day.
Yeah. Okay.
So hopefully he gets some shitty rolls.
Let's see how that goes.
Ooh! Ooh!
Not in this
That
case,
hurts.
however. No.
That hurts.
Ouch. So, wow, not good. Okay, so I'm going to roll my stat versus 4 dice. That's going to be a difficult test for my will.
It's going to be verse 8, because it's doubled. Because of the
Ooh.
beginner's luck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So it's
your
challenging.
objective
Yeah.
here is to get
Yes.
more successes than he did. So his four
Yes.
successes immediately double to 8.
Yeah. So
No.
so
Tim's
wow.
running hot tonight.
Uh, so yeah. So for logging at test purposes, this would be 4 dice versus 8 obstacle. So
Yes,
that's challenging right out of the bat. So
right out of the bat. But since it's beginner's luck, it just goes towards your aptitude for learning it. Or no, because no, it's for skill or the stat. So the only way it gets logged for the stat is under a successful test, correct? Or is that just perception?
I think it's just perception.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah, then
I
it'll be
ran it
a
up.
challenging test on your will.
Yeah, and I have it already. So because we did something last time, and I'd
Yes.
open it up. Yeah. Okay, so it's just I'm just gonna roll, but this is not gonna
Yep.
be pretty.
No, not going to be pretty.
Well, 3 successes is not too bad, but can you see all of the dice? They're not showing on my
I'm
screen.
only showing a single 6 on your screen.
Okay, that is weird. Because I'm showing all the dice in my.
Well, and it could very well be my hardware.
No,
My
no, it's something
processor
weird here
doesn't quite
because.
meet the minimum specs to run Google Hangouts on air.
No, but I think it's me because I'm clicking it and I should be able to see
Yeah.
it.
And see, and as you're clicking it, I've got circles where the dice should be, and then hexagons, and now X's, and now they're cleared away.
Yeah, well, doesn't really matter.
But it's okay.
It's
Three
it's three
successes doesn't do
successes.
it.
It doesn't not gonna do it, and it's only 1/6, so I'm not open-ending that.
All right.
So,
So you've got to come up off that cash die and the dagger to obtain the gear that you would like to.
but I get my gear, which is the
Yes,
cool
you
part.
you do get your gear. It
Excellent.
just costs you a bit more.
Yes. So now I have run of the mill. Oh, this is excellent. So it's sword, hatchet,
Now, and
and helm.
here's something else I'm wondering about this particular situation, and maybe if somebody watches this later on, they can enlighten us. I'm curious as to whether you still test that cash die for a resource test to see if it succeeds or not. I
Yeah, I'm
am
thinking
not too
probably
sure.
not because we chose to portray the situation as a single haggling roll
Yeah, yeah.
rather than a resource roll. I could have, I suppose, first tested my resources with the cash die, see if I could get those up
Well,
to level 1, and then
and
try to trade
I
it. But
believe haggling, and I think it's because it's a unique. This very unique for haggling because you're trying to trade goods that you already have on your person instead of the abstracted wealth that is the resource dime. Because
yes.
normally with haggling, you haggle to lower your objective for the resource roll.
Oh, okay.
And that's the function behind haggling.
Oh,
We did
okay.
things a little different because of your intent. So I don't think I don't do test that resource die in this particular instance,
Okay.
and you just lose that cash die since you lost the haggling.
I'm good
But you
with it.
still get your equipment. So
I'm good with it, but I'm glad how we did. So I,
cool.
you know, I go to the Smith and I show him my beautiful dagger, and I test his weapons to make sure they're good quality, and I compliment it on his workmanship, and then I guess that's that.
Yeah,
We take care of that.
he just says
Excellent.
He's real gruff, redheaded man. He doesn't really speak. He just says things, and he gives you your shit, and he just goes back to pounding metal.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So my next step is I want to circle up some sort of caravan heading southward to Neverwinter.
Okay.
Because I figure, it's probably a dangerous road. It is a trade road, but even though it is a trade road, I figure it's not heavily patrolled or anything. It's still a wilderness road, so
Yeah.
it's better to travel in bigger numbers.
Yeah, so you're looking to maybe gain like a bodyguarding, like
Employment.
mercenary type job for a caravan heading south.
Exactly. Caravan guarding. Yes, it's what I'd
Okay,
like.
so well, we're in Luskin. There's lots of caravans.
Circle
Do
up,
you have
man.
it?
Circle up.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to figure out your
I
job
just, I
right
just,
now.
I just want
Um,
to simple
yeah,
test to bump up my
yeah.
circles.
So, do you have any preference on the type of caravan that's going? Like the type of goods that's being sold, the person that owns it, any preferences of that nature, or just any old caravan will do.
I suppose any caravan that's hiring guards will do.
Okay,
So
and
we're trying
are
to think about it.
you looking to leave at a specific time? Do you have to leave right here and now, or are you good to leave, you know, in a day or two or a week?
Sooner is better. So I'm looking because I'm afraid that at any time I might get people from Ravensford might show up looking for me because I'm on
Okay,
the run.
so for purposes of the objective number, when is the latest that you're willing to leave?
That's a very good question. Let me see. Uh, so normally, how long does it take from Ravensford to here? Like a day or two?
Yeah, it's a day or two's travel on foot.
Yeah. So I've been about 2 days.
Yeah,
So
but and you also
at
you
most
did
a
not
week.
leave any kind of trail for them to follow.
That's true.
So at
That
this
is.
point, they could
It buys
have
me a couple of days. Yes.
they could have gone to Mirror looking for you. They could have gone up to the spine of the world. They could have came to Lushkin trying to find you, or they could have sent people to all points known looking for you. So there very well could be Vikings in Luskin trying to track you down at this very moment.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here's another question for you regarding this circle's rule: is are you asking around discreetly to avoid anybody that's possibly out looking for you and asking around about you to hear about it?
Sure. I suppose. Try
Okay.
to lay low. Yeah. I
All right.
guess I guess the most I'd be willing to wait is a week. That seems
Okay.
like
Okay.
you know
A week sounds
plenty of
good.
time.
I won't increase the objective for that. Anything under a week, and it was going to be extra objective. So we got our base objective of one, and with you trying to do it hush hush, we're going to add another one. So you're going to have an ob of two.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. So okay, up two, and I have circles of two, I believe. So hang on. I have circles of two. Yeah. Okay. Can I fork in my soldiering skill? Uh, because I do have soldiering, and I want a position as a mercenary guard. So I figure, knowledge of
Yeah.
soldiering stuff should be applicable because I can say, I have experience fighting, and I would be a good guard for this caravan.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm not sure how forks work with circling. I don't think I've ever had anybody
Oh,
ask me to fork something in on a circle, but
actually, you're correct. Let me see if we can actually fork something. It might be that you don't, that you only fork um, affiliations and stuff.
yeah.
Let me check. Let me check real quick. That's pages 380 and on. Help forks and circles. You may never fork into circles. Damn it.
Okay. So no,
So that takes care
I
of that.
cannot
Yeah.
allow that.
That takes care of it.
It kind of made sense, but then at the same time, like maybe if you were like trying to find some soldiers or some mercenaries, I would have been inclined to bend that rule.
Okay, but
But for intent,
that's
it feels like the soldiering would be more likely to help you, to get hired than to actually find the caravan, which is what Circles is doing.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so what's going to be my failure consequence? If I succeed, we find a caravan that leaves within the week.
Yes. If you
If I
fail,
don't, uh-huh.
it's the next caravan leaving south doesn't leave for a month.
Ouch. Okay. Okay, I could go for that. So it's an op 2, and I'm
Up
rolling
to.
2 dice. Uh,
Don't forget, you do got lots and lots of Arta from last session.
yes. Yes. Okay, I'll drop one persona on it. Let's see if that'll do it. So I'll have a dice of 3. But Arta does not count to lowering the obstacle for
No,
purposes
no,
of advancement. So it's still
it is still a difficult
difficult
test.
test. Excellent,
Correct.
excellent. So it's going to be 3 dice, and I got to meet an obstacle of 2. So here we go. Oh man,
Oh,
that is
that hurt.
awful.
So you start asking around and you find oh, what are we gonna call this? The Starlight Trading Company. They
Okay.
are headquartered here in Lushkin, and they run all the caravans from here down south. And they tell you that due to some bandit attacks on the road, they have pushed all of their caravans and delayed them by a month until local forces can clean up the road.
Wow. Yeah. Hmm. Not good. Not good. So, huh. Let me see. What else can I try? Okay, so there's no caravans leaving right now.
No, she does say that if you're really hurting for work and you're intent on escort work, that you may find some private citizens that are trying to make it south that would enjoy the company. That could
Okay.
be another route to go on.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'll thank her for her help, and I'll go. I'll ask her if she knows where I can go. Ask. She knows who's giving this type of work, or
Um, she says that there is a barge college on the north end of town. They tend to
okay.
do quite a bit of traveling to bring in the business and whatnot. And a lot of their younger students that are just graduating and stepping out for the first time as bards normally like to hire bodyguards.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. So I'll thank her, and I'll head up onto the Bard's College then.
Cool. So as you get deeper into the city, you start to see the seedier side of it.
Hmm.
It starts getting a little damp, a little dank. It's got a really wet, like mildewy smell from the ocean water slapping against all the fucking woods, like the mist and whatnot that comes in. And you start to see like the orphans running around and causing trouble and whatnot. Like as you get to the heart of the city.
Hmm.
So that's all stuff that you pass by on your way through up to the north end of the city.
Okay. Okay. So it's a seedier type of place.
Well,
Uh.
that particular section of the city. Like you
Okay.
got to figure, like any big city is gonna have their ghetto area.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. So.
And as a matter of fact, roll an observation for me.
Okay, which I don't have. So that goes to persuasion.
Uh,
Perception.
I believe observation is perception. That would make the most sense.
Yeah. Let me check real quick. Uh, where's my skills at? Observation. Here we go. So we're talking page 286.
Alright.
Yep, it opens to perception.
Alright, for those listening to learn, observation is the skill used to spot the hidden, characters, traps, etc. Test the skill and versus test against inconspicuous, stealthy, sleight of hand, trapper. Note, do not use observation for standard perception tests, to spot a weakness in armor, to notice details of a flag, or to look for an escape tunnel. Some spells and traits allow perception to act as observation. Observation is almost always a versus test.
Okay.
So, before we go, this is what's going on with this test. One of the little orphans spotted cacti
Uh-oh.
and
Not
decided he
good.
wanted it. So he selfie up and try to snag that from you.
Okay. So,
Thankfully, he's young and he's not too fucking sneaky.
okay.
But yeah, that happens in the seedier parts of town.
Yep.
So here is his roll for you to beat, and he got no successes.
Yes.
So any success will allow you to catch him before he does this.
Okay. So I roll my perception, which is a 4. I'll just roll it straight and see how it goes. There we go. 2 successes.
All right. 2 successes.
Excellent.
And,
Yep.
and since that's only routine, that will be marked towards your aptitude to learning observation.
Exactly. Okay, that's the part I was looking up. If the obstacle would count as routine, it goes to the skill. If it's difficult or challenging, it goes to the root stat.
Yes.
So this goes to a routine to open up observation, which I like.
Yes, and the aptitude will be 10 minus your perception, so you've got an aptitude of 6. So
Correct.
5 of those, and you can open that up.
Yep.
Which will help. So, little kid,
Excellent.
he looks like he's maybe 7 years old. Really on dirt-smeared face, sandy blonde hair, real scrawny. And just kind of runs up and tried to sneak, but he stumbled a little bit, and he just kind of lurches for your coin purse, I suppose, is what it is.
Okay. Okay. I'll make. I'll grab him by the arm.
Okay.
And say.
And just wide-eyed as soon as you grab him, like he can't believe he got caught.
Yeah. It's like. I'll tell him. Be careful, son. Not everyone. If you get caught doing this, you can get your hand chopped off. As it is.
He starts bawling.
Yeah. I'll say, hey, calm down. As it is.
Don't cut my hand off, mister.
Say, as it is, I'll overlook it this time, and I'll flip him a copper coin or something.
Okay.
And just.
He bolts out of there. He is gone.
So I hope that kind of works if other kids are looking. So.
Yeah, or just incentivizes them to try to steal from you because they know if you catch them, you're just going to give them money anyway.
Probably, yeah. Not my smartest move, but hey.
Yeah, kind heart. It happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you make it through the seedier part of town, and it starts opening up. It's brighter, bigger buildings, nice little cottages and shit. There's flowers and whatnot, real pretty. And you see a big cathedral-looking building that you can assume is the Bard's College.
All right. So I'll walk right up to the door and knock on it.
Nobody answers.
Oh, Damn. I'll knock harder.
And a bright-eyed young lady answers the door, and she's like, "Why the hell are you knocking on the door?" And just walks away and leaves the door open.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
she's just
That's
kind of wondering who knocks on a college door.
oh, okay. I thought it was closed. So okay, so I'll open the door and uh, I'll grab the first student that I see, and I'll go. You. Um, I am looking for the headmaster here. I hear you are in need of bodyguards. I've come to offer my services.
He's like, "Oh yeah, headmaster's office is down the hall, third door on the left."
So I'll
And he
nod
goes
my
back and
thanks
takes
and
his harp.
okay. So I'll nod my head and I'll head right up to the office, and I'll walk right in
Just walk right
because
in.
yeah, because the girl just told me, why knocking on
Yeah.
the door. So I'll take care of her word. Plus, act boldly. So I
Yeah.
walk right in. Yeah.
So, do you just walk in and like stand there and stare at this guy, or you like have something to say to him?
I'll say, "Are you the headmaster?"
And he's like, "Yes, I'm headmaster Droppin."
I'll say, "I am Arngrim
Barging into my
Rafnarsson."
office quite rudely, sir. That's what you are.
They told me the not to knock at the doors at this place. I thought it a mighty strange custom, but here I am.
Well, our main doors into the college are always open. That's normally how schools work, sir.
What is a school?
A
This is
school is a place
Viking.
of
I don't know
learning.
that.
A
Oh,
school
I
is a
see.
place of learning. We teach our students.
Well, they have told me that you are in need of bodyguards. I am Arngrim Rafnarsson. I am a strong warrior and blooded many times on the field. I am the finest swordsman you will ever meet. I am here to offer my services.
Now, how, as you
Because
say,
most.
the finest swordsman I will ever meet, how has bloodied many times in the field of battle if you are indeed the finest swordsman?
Hmm. Well, bloodied. I have fought in battle. Have you never seen battle?
Well,
Even the
I mean, if
finest
you're the finest
swordsman,
swordsman, I expect the finest swordsman doesn't get hit.
it doesn't get dead. Is what he doesn't. You
Fair
have
point, sir.
you have clearly no experience in battle, but I do.
Fair point. And, well, we do have one of our young students that is about ready to leave the confines of this college tomorrow and set out to make his fortune. He may be willing to work something out with you. He's a small little lad. I'm sure he'd be grateful for the company. Um, he says his name is Elias, and
Elias.
that he should be around later this evening when he gets done with his chores.
Excellent. Where can I meet this young Elias?
I'll tell you what, when the sun sets, be at the main doors, and I'll make sure he's here to meet with you.
I shall do that then, sir. My thanks.
All right.
And I'll.
And he just, at this point, just ignores you and goes back to his paperwork.
Okay, so I'll I'll leave, I suppose, and um, see about uh, procuring supplies for the road. I suppose would be like food and stuff like that. I did buy traveling gear.
Traveling gear does come with some rations. Traveling
Okay,
gear is essentially anything that you would need traveling is covered in traveling gear. So, traveling shoes and rope and, camping supplies,
excellent, excellent.
flint and steel. So, like, you'd have some trail rations and stuff, but, like, not anything really hearty. Like, we're
Okay,
talking nuts and berries and shit. Maybe some jerky.
okay. Oh, the other thing is, so Maybe we should do like a resources roll and see if I can turn that cash dice into resource. But I'm unsure if that's. Do you do that whenever you need it, or we have to set up a cycle or something, right? Like every six
Yes,
months or something like that.
yeah, for your cost of living cycle. We can go ahead and do that now. And do you want to do cost of living by the week, by the month?
Wow. Yeah.
We could even do it yearly.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
want if you want more tests, I'd recommend doing it at a more frequent pace.
okay.
Monthly normally works pretty well.
Monthly sounds about right because if you're gonna do a lot of traveling, he'll probably do tests when he gets to cities and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Right. So I guess monthly sounds about right.
Okay. Well, we will go ahead and do our first one here, and we'll start the month off from here. And
Okay.
so the way this is going to work, since you're using a cash die to test this,
Uh huh.
normally if you fail this, you lose one of your resource die until you can get a job to make it back up. But
Okay.
you are already at 0 resource die, and you're just using that cash die. So
Yep.
should you fail this test, you are not going to receive any of your supplies, and you're going to lose that cash die.
Ooh.
You're
Wow.
essentially you're going to get ripped off because I don't have any way to tax 0 dice.
Okay, that makes sense. And well, still, the whenever you test it, the cash die goes away
Yes,
basically.
yeah,
So,
like you're going to lose the cash die regardless. It's going to be
but
whether you get the supplies you need or not.
no, you well, you still get the
Because
supplies, but I just ran out of money, right?
but no, because what happens if
Okay.
you fail a resource test, which is what this is? You're using
Uh
your
huh.
cash die in lieu of a resource die, and this
Okay.
test is going to be marked for advancement for your resource test. Now,
Okay.
normally when you fail a resource test, your funds are taxed, and you lose a resource die from your
Okay.
exponent number until you can get a job and make that money back. Since you don't have any resource die, I have no way to tax you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I can't go with the normal consequence of failing a resource roll.
Okay. Okay.
But and I'd even be so inclined that you get half the supplies you're looking for, so you're not just like totally out and ripped off.
Okay. I like that. Let's do it.
And you're in a big city, like this will be an op 1.
Okay.
Like there's supplies all over the place.
Mhm. Mhm. So it's one dice.
Just one
should
day.
should I put some persona into this? Uh,
Um, couldn't hurt.
probably. Yeah. Okay, let's try it. So I'll run one persona on it. So let me
And
see.
so before you roll this, what exactly are you looking to obtain?
Basically, mostly food and see, because having a pack animal or something would probably be good, but those are really expensive.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you're not gonna get that, and this will be cost of living roll too for the month. So yeah, as long as you make this roll, you'll get the food you need for your journey, and then whenever you're in town and you need food, you
okay,
won't have to pay for it. Like you won't have to roll. Like this is gonna cover your living expenses for the next month.
okay, okay. So then let's spend one persona on it and see how that goes. So it's an ob one,
All
and I'm
one.
rolling. Yeah, it's one versus one, so it could be either difficult or routine. It's up to me. So here we go. Yes, one success.
Perfect.
So I'll log that as a routine test for. No, wait. Do I want difficult or routine? Routine is usually harder to get, right?
Yeah, routine does tend to be harder to get,
So I'll log it as routine, I suppose.
especially
And
when
I
you're on
put
those
one person.
those low exponents. Because I mean, when you're testing one die against one op, like that's a difficult test.
Yep, yep. Okay, okay. So good.
So yeah,
So I
you
get my
you
resources.
spend about 2 hours walking around town, buying all the goods and whatnot that you need, and doing all your hustling and whatnot.
Wait, if the test is successful, does that mean that I now have one resources? That's not how it works, right?
No, no, you shit. I My tablet is down. There is a advancement table. Let me find it.
So also I have to advance it to resources
Yeah,
one, right?
it advances just like a skill does.
Just
But
like
the
a
only
skill.
way for you to test it to advance it is to get cash die,
Got
which
it.
you can do that by gambling or gaining loot,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
things of that nature.
Excellent. I like it. I
So
like it.
yeah, it advances just like any other ability advances.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. All right. So that takes the rest of the day, I suppose. I don't plan on doing anything else. So.
All right, so yeah, you're just leisurely about it then. That's cool.
Mhm.
So
So.
it comes time, you find yourself back at the doors of the college,
Mhm.
and this kid that walks up to you can't be more than 110 pounds, like 5 foot 4 inches.
Okay.
Like he is a tiny little shit,
Yeah.
and he's real meek, and he's just like he looks up at you, and he's like, "Are you the guy that the headmaster told me I needed to talk to?"
Yes. That would be me. Are you this mighty singer that I'm supposed to escort to Neverwinter?
Never. Yeah, that's me. I graduated, and I finally get to go and make my fortune. But here in Lushkin, there's so many bards and whatnot that it's hard to make money with my craft here. So we all have to travel away when we finish college.
Good. Good. So we will set off to Neverwinter as soon as possible, right? Tomorrow morning is good for you, right? Because
Yes, tomorrow morning works fine.
because always intimidate. And so it's uh, uh,
He
are you
said we'll
traveling
meet you
with
here.
anyone else, or is he traveling alone?
No,
Just him and you?
he is traveling alone. That's why he's looking for somebody to travel with him.
Excellent, excellent. So 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 yeah, I'll tell him I'll meet him in the morning, I suppose.
Okay.
Um,
He runs off to go pack his things. He says thank you.
okay,
Hardly ever makes eye contact with you either. Like he just tries to avoid your eyes.
yeah. Okay, so so yeah, I guess that's that. I don't have
Yeah.
a place to sleep though, and I ran out of money, so.
Well, your cost of living roll will cover like stays in the inn and stuff
Okay,
like that. Like what you do with that resource roll is every month we make it, and the objective depends on how you live your life through that month. Like if you're staying in the swanky fucking hotel suites, that
yeah,
objective is
true.
going to be much higher to hit.
Okay,
Whereas if
okay,
you're living real meager, you're good to
yeah,
go.
okay. I like it. I like it.
And
So excellent.
you're in a big port city. There's all kinds of inns that you can choose from.
I guess it'll be an inn with a common room or something because he probably doesn't have enough money to pay for a private room, so that's just fine.
Little like hostel type place.
Yeah.
All right, you're told about the Spirit Side Hostel,
All right.
and then you get pointed in the correct direction to make it there. And unless you
Excellent.
would like an incident, you make it there without incident.
Sounds good to me.
And this is like legitimately one of the worst hostels you've ever seen. It's one room with like 15 bunk beds in it, and a guy that just sits outside the door to collect, the money for the evening day.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's a fire pit in the middle of the room, and
Excellent.
that's all this is. It's like a little rundown shack.
Hey, it's a place to sleep, so it'll do.
It is a place to sleep, or is it a place to black out? Dun, dun,
Uh-oh.
dun.
Dun,
No,
dun, dun.
no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I really do want to hammer down some triggers for this curse, so it's just not me throwing it at you whenever the hell I feel like it.
Yeah. Well,
So we'll have to get to it.
enmity
And feel
clause.
free to invoke that for yourself anytime you wish as well. Like, if you just
Yeah.
decide you want to black out and murder some people, like, go for it.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking enmity clause is always a good answer, and I don't know how we can come up with that. Maybe
We'll figure it.
yeah, we'll
The
figure it
way
out.
I'm thinking of it right now is after it triggers one or two more times, sit back and think about the circumstances that happened right before you blacked out and see if we can find like a common denominator between the incidents and then make that common denominator the trigger.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay.
But yeah, you don't black out. You're good. It's a nice peaceful rest.
Excellent. Okay.
An old man does have a heart attack in the middle of the night though. But you know, he's old. That shit happens.
Yep.
It's what happens when you live rough. So yeah, bright early in the morning,
Yep. I'll head
wake
over
up
to the.
kind of refreshed after a night sleeping in the hay.
Yep. Grab my meager possessions and head off to the college. Pick up Elias.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Give me a perception test. You're looking
What?
for objective 2.
Okay.
And this is to see whether you notice the wanted poster with your face on it or not.
Oh. Okay, so the ob is 2. And, okay, perception is a stat, so it only needs difficult and challenging, so it doesn't count. See, I'm sounding it out because the more I sound
Yep.
it out, the more I'll
Yep.
internalize it.
And I'm
So,
sure
okay.
the future viewers will appreciate that as well.
Okay. So, ouch, 1 success only.
Okay, you do not notice that post. You just, all happy that you found somebody to travel with you and you're heading about your merry little way.
That's right.
So, yeah, that happens. It has spread to Lushkin. People are absolutely looking for you.
Oh, no.
But you made it to the Mage College without, not Mage College, the Bard
Bards.
College,
Yeah.
without any incident. And Elias is sitting there looking a bit more giddy and upbeat than he did the previous day.
Good.
But, he's excited to get on his travels. And he kind of half-heartedly waves at you. To,
Oh.
in case you didn't see him or something. Because
Yep.
that's just the kind of guy he is.
Okay, so I'll walk right up to him and I'll say, are you ready to go now? Time to hit the road.
Yep, let's do it. Are we going on foot?
Yes, we are, unless you happen to own a couple of horses.
I do not. Not
we
at
walk.
all.
Then we walk.
Okay, so you guys continue to walk. Let's check out our map.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know if when I pull this map up, if everybody on the stream is going to get it or not.
If you use it, you hit. You have to open up. I think on a. I can never remember how this goes. I think you open it up on a different window and you hit screen share.
Oh, well.
Or you hit, yeah. Let me see if I can do it. Hang on.
Yep.
Hang on. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if I downloaded it.
It is alright. I kind of feel like they're going to see me since I'm the one doing the stream.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, you probably control who shares the
They'll
screen.
see it. pop up.
But you can hit
Well,
screen share if you open it up on a separate window. You just hit
hmm
screen share and it should go.
oh, come on, zoom in more. Okay, so that's not working out too well for me. Well, I'll have to do this separately, but I tried.
Yeah, I'll have it up for next time. I don't want to mess too much with the computer.
Yep,
I don't
no
want to
worries.
get dropped out of the call.
Okay.
For our viewers at home, you can just Google Forgotten Realms maps, and it's from
Yeah,
Luskan to Neverwinter. You'll hit like 50 billion different sites with images of it. So,
and is Neverwinter the first stop?
excuse me.
Is Neverwinter the first stop between Luskin and Neverwinter? Is there anything? Is there any towns or anything in between it?
It doesn't indicate any towns or anything. I don't know if there's
Okay,
small villages in between or whatnot, but
cool.
as far as the map goes, that's just it.
All
We
right, so making his ways to Neverwinter.
Yeah, apparently we
Uh,
go between the road travels between some cliffs to the west and the Neverwinter Wood to the east.
the Neverwinter Wood.
Yes,
Well, I feel like that is a phenomenal place for this bandit attack to happen at.
because we all know it's coming. So
We know it's coming. That's why the caravans aren't going.
yeah, I'm wondering if
So,
I could try to sneak my way past them though, because I do have stealthy.
well, you will have to do an observation versus their stealthy to see if you notice the ambush.
Okay,
Because it's not like they're just like standing in the middle of the road barricading it, waiting for you.
okay,
Like you have to actually notice them first before they see you.
okay.
So it'll be your observation versus their stealthy. You can have a helping die from Elias.
Okay, so it's gonna be another beginner's luck test, then I suppose.
That it is.
Mm-hmm. So what's my ob here?
Well, let's find out.
And I get a helping dice from Elias, is that
You
correct?
do. And your objective is 4.
Ouch. So it's going to be 5 dice against 4. So that's a difficult. Five
That is
dice
absolutely difficult.
against 4. Oh well, so that goes to my perception, so at least it's going to be a... No, actually, perception has to be successful to count.
It
So
does.
I'm not logging it until I roll. So it's a knob of 4. Jeez, let me see. And I'm running out of persona real fast. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
Pete did say it's my job to make you spend that last one on anything but will to live, and
damn,
I think I'm going to take him to heart on that.
wow. So yeah, I'll put a persona on it. So I'm down to 1, and that's 1 persona on this. So that gives me an extra dice. So my ob is a 4. So let's roll it. Come on, come on. 4 successes, 4 successes. Ah, jeez, that's awful. 2 successes. So that's a big
And
no.
no 6s.
Yeah.
So you guys are just kind of strolling around and talking, and Elias is, singing you a ditty to, help out with the
Yes.
boredom.
Yeah.
And out from the bushes step three bandits, one of whom is holding a crossbow.
Ouch.
The other two have some swords,
Uh-huh.
and they just kind of stare at you.
Wow. So if they ambush us, are we hesitating or what?
Um, they didn't like jump out and boo at you.
Okay?
They just waited until you were in a spot where you can't like turn
Run
tail and
away.
run easily.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So there's two in front of you. One who's carrying a long sword. The other one is carrying a crossbow, and a third guy steps around out from behind you. And they just kind of got you surrounded,
Yeah.
and they stare and stay quiet.
All right. Uh, so I'll say, you're in my way, and I don't appreciate that crossbow in my face. If you run out now, I'll let you live.
And
Just be bold, man. Be bold.
at that point,
Yeah.
the guy with the crossbow kind of snickers, and
So
he
I'll try.
trains it on you. And the guy with the sword walks up, and he's like, "We just want your stuff. We don't want your life. It's not worth it."
So I'll intimidate them. I'll
Okay.
go. I'll go. You never. Uh, I'll say all I have is my weapons, and I will not surrender those uh, to the likes of you. So here we go.
All right. These guys are some pretty cowardly bandits, so we'll call it an ob 2.
Okay. So let me see if I can. Oh man, I have nothing to fork with. Um, what could I fork in here?
You could maybe display some sword work.
That sounds good. And my instinct is draw my sword, so my sword is out
Yeah.
immediately. Um, so I'll fork in my sword. That gives me 3 dice to do an up 2. Let me see, what else do I have? He's a strong guy, but it's a power of 4, so he's not that impressive, I suppose. Let me see if I have anything else. Hang on. I'm stubborn, impulsive, boisterous. Nah, none of this is gonna help. All right, let's do it.
You know what would help is that last sweet persona point you have.
Yeah, but he's got a crossbow.
But if this persona point works, that crossbow does not matter anymore because I'm assuming your intent is to run them off, or is your
Yeah,
intent to get their loot as well as run them off?
no, run them off. I'm happy
Run
with
them
running
off.
them off. Yep.
So yeah, if you put that persona point in it and it works, like you run them off, and that crossbow doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but last time I put a persona, like 2 minutes ago, it did nothing. So let's hope we get some 6s and we can open end something
All
for like
right,
the first
let's.
time in the game because I've spent 1 fate
Yep, let's do
in
it.
2 sessions. So let's see. So it's 3 dice, right?
3 dice.
It's 2 for my intimidation and 1 for the fork. So
Then we
here we
said
go.
ob 3, right?
We set up 2.
Ob 2.
Yeah,
All right.
and
Well,
that's your up 2 right there.
got it. So
Yes.
they. Well, what exactly do you say to them? First off, we didn't roleplay that out.
Yeah, I said,
Oh, for the intimidate. That was okay. Gotcha. That was the intimidate.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
the sword flourish, and they're just like, you know what? Fuck this.
It's
All
not
he's
worth
got.
it.
it's not worth it. Let's get the fuck out of here. And they all three hightail it away.
Excellent. And that's a routine test for my uh, intimidation.
No. Oh wait.
Yes,
Yes, it is. My
for my
bad. I was thinking
intimidation.
you had hard to hit and you didn't.
No?
So yes, routine test.
Yes. So,
And Elias
excellent.
is just sitting there shocked. He can't believe that you just pulled that out of your ass. He thought for sure he was going to die a day away from home.
So I'll turn to him and go, "You see there, boy, you act boldly. Fortune favors the brave."
Oh, good stuff, good stuff.
So,
So how close are we to Neverwinter at the present moment? That was right there by the woods.
yeah, it's I guess it's 1 or 2 days. I don't know. I have no. This map doesn't have any scale to it, does it?
No, there is no scale. Like, distance between the
Oh,
two
wait, there is.
points.
There is a scale.
Is there?
Yeah, it's at the very bottom corner. What is it? Lower right corner.
Hmm, that is quite handy.
Yeah. So it's about the size of one of my finger lengths. It's 110 miles. Wow, it's like 110 miles.
Wow.
That
So,
is like
ours
4 days.
been a bit
Yeah.
off so far.
Actually, it's a lot of days because people travel like what,
Oh, it is.
16 miles or 20 miles a day, maybe. So it's
Oh no, not at all. The average person walks 3 to 4 miles an hour. You
yeah.
gotta figure you got 12 hours of daylight. You're spending at least 10 hours of that daylight actually on the road walking. So
So
you're
it's
looking
30
at 40 to
miles.
50 miles a day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's somewhere between 30 and 50, between pace and exhaustion and how many breaks you take.
Okay. Okay. So it's still at least 3 days, say
Yeah.
two, 3 days,
So
2, 3 days. Yeah.
we'll
It's
call
okay.
the bandit ambush at a day and a half.
Okay. Okay.
So then you still got a little bit of time to, do whatever you might want to do. Which, speaking of that, downtime, you can practice skills during downtime towards
All
tests.
right.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Yes, I was a bit confused by the rules because like if you want to practice a stat, you have to work like 9 hours a day to get a difficult test.
Yes.
But so you can break those up during I mean, it doesn't have to be 9 hours a day straight for however many months it
I,
is.
I, I want to know it whatever the amount of hours per day. Like, you have to get that amount of hours of practice every day. It doesn't have to be continual, but it has
Hmm.
to be during the same day. The skills aren't quite as intense as the stat
Yep.
practices.
Yep.
And there's a
Okay.
different list for like medical and martial skills and military skills and things like that, for your routine and difficult and whatnot. So that's something that you might want to look into.
All right. So you know what I'll do? I'll and that's a bunch of hours still. And this is only 3 days, so whatever it is, it's not gonna even generate one test um, at the present time. So let's see, what do I want to increase right now? Um, I'll start working on my speed. It doesn't really matter because it takes a mighty long time. So
Okay.
until I figure it out, let's call it maybe an hour a day working on speed. I'll have the Elias sprinting with me, maybe to build
Okay.
up some speed, and maybe doing some warming up exercises in the morning with a sword and
Yeah.
shield, trying,
Now,
practicing.
How many? What kind of test are you going for the speed?
Probably difficult.
Difficult. So there should be a chart that tells you how many hours a day you have to practice that to get that difficult test,
Hmm.
and that is
Uh,
per day.
yes, but
You don't have to do it consecutively through the month, but if it's 4 hours, you do have to get the 4 hours in that day, or that day does not count.
also you have to get the entire hours in the same day.
Yes.
Okay, see, no, that's too many hours. It's not gonna work. That was my question because I
Okay.
remember I read someplace. I think it was the Adventure Burner that they split their practice times for longer periods. So like they have instincts like practice 1 hour with the sword every day, but it's 1 hour. And
Yeah. That.
yeah. So
Go ahead and log it, and we'll check out the forums and get
we'll
some
figure it out.
clarification on it. 'Cause,
Okay.
and I know the Adventure Burner was for revised too, so that could have been something that changed with gold.
Yes, it's possible.
So yeah,
That
that's something we'll ask around about on these forums.
yeah.
So it's getting to be about time for me to go pick up my girlfriend.
Sure thing.
Are you up to play more when I get back, or is it going to be too late at that point for you? I know you're an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, you should be getting back like how late? In about.
I'd say it'd be 20 till or so. I got to pick her up at 10:30. That's provided if she gets out right on time. Sometimes there's, give or take 5 minutes, and then a 10-minute drive home.
So you're getting back at about 11 your time, which is
Closer to like a quarter till 11 my time. So that'll put it a quarter till midnight your time.
yeah. I guess we could do like maybe a half an hour more of
All right,
play.
cool,
So
cool. So we'll go ahead and take our break here,
okay.
and when I get back, we will do a
Yeah.
little
So
bit in Neverwinter, and then
okay.
do Art of Rewards, and call it for the night.
Excellent. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
So
I'll see you
see
here
you
in a little
soon.
bit, buddy.
Yeah. You too. Take care.